Awesome. I want to show you something fascinating. We're on Google Trends, which shows us the demand of a search term on Google. And if you type in something popular, say Justin Bieber, whether you love him or not, he's a very popular person. You can see over the past 12 months, he's peaked here. This is his most searched. They don't give us the exact volume, but they give it relative to itself, and they give it relevant to other search terms. So Justin Bieber, you can see, has come down a little bit since 5 years ago, but he's a very, very popular person, and he gets a lot of searches on Google. Now let's compare him with something. I've gone to year in search 2019. So last year, one of the biggest searches was Disney Plus. They released their new streaming service, and it obviously got a lot of attention. So we're going to compare Disney Plus to Justin Bieber. We're going to push enter. You can see this red here is Disney Plus, and Justin Bieber is tiny in comparison to the search demand that was going on for Disney Plus. Let me show you Disney Plus compared to something we are all well aware of at the moment, which is the coronavirus, maybe the most searched term in history. Have a look how big Disney Plus is, with dwarfed Justin Bieber compared to the coronavirus at the moment. This shows you the massive disruption of this coronavirus, and we're going to show you how this has disrupted the Amazon and the e-commerce market in the 5 biggest increases in demand thanks to this virus. So this video was inspired by this blog post by Marketplace Pulse. It shows you the increase in search keywords over time thanks to the effects of the coronavirus on our community. Now, the obvious ones like toilet paper, hand sanitizer, the masks, everyone knows they've increased, so we're going to skip over them, and we're going to start with puzzles for adults. You can see this red arrow and 1268, meaning this used to be the 1268th most searched term in the Amazon store. However, now, this is a month ago, in just 1 month, it's rose to the number 8th most searched term in the entire Amazon store. And this correlates with the Google Trends data showing it's at an all-time high in the last 5 years by a mile. When we come over to Amazon and actually look on their store, this is Buffalo Games and Puzzles, who's a big seller, an FBA seller on these puzzles on Amazon. They normally make a lot of money. You can see where it says see buying options. This means they're out of stock. These things, so you can see this one's still in stock, but it's not by Prime. They're actually fulfilling by merchant, meaning they're shipping their own products and it's not a 2-day delivery time. But you can see they're basically entirely out of stock for their entire range of puzzles because it's in such high demand. In fact, it's really hard to see the demand of these things because most of them have gone out of stock and dropped off the best sellers in the jigsaw puzzle category. If we have a look in these top 4, you can see these 3 here have no reviews because everyone with reviews is now out of stock, and a lot of them are actually pre-orders because they're still not back in stock since this large wave of demand has increased. A super weird one is elastic bands for sewing. This has had a massive increase in search demand, and I want you to have a guess why. You can see they've gone from 10,000th, 379th most searched term in the Amazon store all the way up to crack that top hundo to be the 91st most searched term. And you can see if we go to Google Trends, this also correlates with the same data. It's at an all-time high. Now, have a guess why elastic bands or elastic bands for sewing are in such high demand right now. I'm going to go to Amazon and we're going to type it in together, elastic, and elastic bands for sewing pops up because this is ranked by demand. We're going to click on that. And you can see this photo sort of gives it away. People are using this elastic and the elastic bands to actually make their own masks at home. And you can see these people are brand new selling on Amazon. They got terrible reviews. They're just trying to jump on this trend, of which I don't recommend jumping on any of these trends. I have a video in the description and I'll link it up here to show you exactly why you shouldn't jump on one of these trends. You can see if we use helium-10 over here, and if you can see this number up here that's just giving us all like the X-ray information, everything you can't see normally on Amazon, like how much volume of sales it's doing. Helium-10, which I'll link up in the description, shows you items like this. This is a very simple roll of elastic for $12.35, doing $167,000 of sales this month. And the more fascinating thing is you can see this little truck right here. It shows you that these are all out of stock in the Amazon warehouse, and this is fulfilled by manufacturer, meaning that there's so much demand here. Everyone who has bought all the supplies in the Amazon warehouse, so they're all out of stock, and Amazon are relying on people to fulfill it themselves from their own houses, their own factories, and their own warehouses. Here's one you probably could have guessed. Board games. Everyone wants a board game because they're all stuck inside at the moment. It's gone from 552 Most searched home on Amazon down to 67, and these things are basically sold out everywhere. You can see these things have a weird seasonal trend where I think around Christmas time, maybe they're a good gift, or maybe people like to play them around Christmas time. They spike incredibly high, and you can see in March last year, in 2019 in March, they were a 33 out of 100 in relevant search demand. You can see right now they've spiked to a 97, which is basically where they go over Christmas time, just because of this coronavirus having people stuck indoors with nothing to do. Now you can see the Game of Life, which is not a great game for anyone who's actually played this. This once again is Helium 10. This is all part of the Helium 10 tool suite, which I use and highly recommend in the description once again if you want it. This tracks its best sellers rank. You can see the red is sales rank, the blue is the price, and the yellow is the list price. We can ignore the prices and just have a look at that red sales rank. You can see how it comes down over time. This means at the moment where it says 1457, this was the 1457th best-selling item in its category. And you can see as the lockdown came and took place, this thing just got into the top 100 best-selling items of its category and stuck there, and it's still there. You can see here it's in the top 20, and if we keep going, it even cracks the top 10, and at the moment it's sitting at number 7 in its category. You can see this demand over time is ridiculous because it normally fluctuates up here at about the 3,000 to 4,000 bestsellers rank. Home workout equipment. Of course, we all want to really look good, we all want to stay in shape, and we can't access gyms, so we have to work out at home. So have a look at the blue one here. This is dumbbells. People want the dumbbells, the weights that you push up and down, and you get really fit and handsome using them. There's this blue line over here, and you can see it's sort of hidden under the red, but it spikes really high up to this point where my mouse is up here. And then the red one is push-ups. So people are trying to learn how to do push-ups, or they're looking for push-up equipment at home, and it spikes up here too. Now, actually, I'll show you this one first. The push-up equipment, these are the perfect push-up. They're $30, which is a lot of money for a couple of things that swivel and help you do a push-up. But look at their demand. They normally sit around 500. Bestsellers rank, you can see over here, they're over in the 200s, so they do really well. This is a great private label product normally, but recently, since people have got locked down, it cracked the top 100, which is absolutely incredible. Once again, this is the Helium 10 tool, and this is essentially Google Trends for e-commerce, this Helium 10 tool. It shows you the demand and the amount of purchases a product gets over time, which is very important if you're selling a product for yourself. Now, one thing I wanted to show you, however, was this specific product, resistance bands. Now, these are really popular. They're basically an elastic band that you put around your legs and you can do leg workouts with. But have a look how incredible this spike is in demand right here. It's almost double, or it's more than double the push-up search and the dumbbell search. So if we come over and we see these resistance bands, which somehow have stayed in stock, even though their demand is absolutely off the charts, and they're literally number 1 or number 2 best-selling product in their category, have a look how many products they've actually moved. So we're using Helium 10, that's all we're going to be using. They've done $726,000 of revenue of sales in the last 30 days. They've moved 40,000 units of these things out to everybody in the US who has been buying them. And they're still, this is the most fascinating thing, they're still FBA, which means they're still in Amazon's warehouse. They're still in stock, which means they had to have stocked up for 40,000 of these resistance bands. And they're making a lot of money from them. The last one, and a really weird one again, is Sidewalk Chalk. And I really didn't understand this one, but it's gone from the 2,000 all the way under the 100 as well to 68, and their trends is off the actual charts because you can see down here it's leaving its regular demand in single digits. It's absolutely exploded, and obviously this must be kids playing outside or doing some artwork on the pavement outside. It's astronomical how much this has actually increased. I never would have guessed this one, but I also don't have kids, so I'm not sure. And I wanted to show you something cool. So you can see a lot of these bestseller ranks are way up there in the single or double digits, but there's nothing on the homepage with reviews. You can see 10 reviews here, 2 reviews here. Once again, this is in such high demand. It's really hard to see how high demand because this Helium 10 tool is just pulling all these second choices because all the main sellers of this item have gone out of stock, and it's left us with this. Now, here's the fun thing I want to do. I loaded up this page when we first started recording this video, a little bit after actually, and you can see there's 18 left in stock here, and there's 11 left in stock here. I think the demand is so strong that if I refresh this page, and this is not a trick, so I do hope it works, that one of these is going to have been bought already. Obviously not out of stock, but this should say 17 or this should say 10. So a little fun game to refresh this, and my fingers are crossed here. Whoa, look at this. We got 16 left in stock in the last about 15 minutes. 2 of these have been purchased. We come down here, this still has 11, but that's all good. And you can come back by the time you're watching this. I guarantee you this person here is out of stock. The demand here is literally tens of millions of dollars, and they just can't stay in stock. We can actually see how many of them are left fulfilled by a merchant, which means they're out of stock in the Amazon's warehouse. You can see they're all going that way. If you want to come and use your Helium 10 tool, you can see if anyone is left with fulfilled by Amazon, or if they're all out of stock. Only Crayola really have the stock abilities to be having this many sales and stay in stock. So this was a fun one. Make sure you don't sell any of these things unless you know what you're doing. I'll link the video once again up here and down here, but this is not the best idea if you want to start making money. However, the way we're doing this, looking at the trends, looking at demand, over time, where a lot of people choose a product to sell and they look at how well it's doing right now. So a lot of people might move into Chalk because right now it looks amazing. If you don't have Helium 10, you have to come in here and then you can scroll down to the description and you can see the bestsellers rank here. Wow, it's doing so well, 120. That's all the information you have because it's just a snapshot of the present. It's in really high demand. However, if you look over time by Helium 10, you can see that it's not actually accurate and it's probably not a good product or a niche to get into over the long term. This is why you need to look beyond whether you use Google Trends for free or you use Helium 10 or another tool that does the same thing. You need to see what you're selling in its entirety and is it trending up over time or is it trending down? Hope this helps. Hope this was fun. See you in the next one.